Good morning, traders. Today is Wednesday, May 9:41 on the East Coast. My name is Joseph. I'm with Smart Money Traders. Before I get into my analysis, let me just say this is for educational purposes only. This is not a recommendation to buy or sell any futures contract or foreign exchange contracts. Trading is risky, and make sure that you know what you're doing because you may lose all your money if you don't. And even when you do, you still may lose. So with that said, let's look at this market here. Today we're looking at LE. It's kind of chopping around here. The last day was kind of like a chop day. The last really couple of days. So we're in that range on LE here. Looks like we're below the VWAP on the top left here. Going lower here may be the way we go. So let's wait to see how it's gonna go here. Lower might be the direction here today. Just looking at this here. Honestly, we could probably give it 10 ticks, what 60 if we were to go short here. Definitely. Let me check the here 57. So we're looking to take a short on early here if it presents itself. The opportunity presents itself, but here we like not the Geiger counter, you know. Looks like the bulls are still in control here. Sometimes when you see those spikes like this on the Geiger counter, could be an indication some stops are being triggered. So yeah, bringing higher. So definitely look like it's really early. It's 9:44. Give it another minute and see how things go here. Now ES is trying to climb higher. Careful. ES you're going into the VWAP at 53.5. That could be a bounce point here to the downside. Let's look at NQ. If you're trading NQ, is looking to move higher. Move higher here. Right. Okay. So we're getting a thing back on LE here. See if we can get a negative bar, maybe a little pullback at 50. Clear. Yeah. Okay. Let me know in the chat. How things are going. Yeah, good morning. Well, good thing we didn't go short here on LE. Again, in trading, a lot of times it's not the winners that's gonna make you. It's really avoiding those losers. Right now, LE looks definitely wants to go push higher, at least for the moment. So we're above VWAP here. Let's see if we can get a couple bars pull back and then go higher. Another instrument we've been looking at lately is trading. Another instrument we've been looking at to trade is soybeans. We used to trade soybeans all the time. I used to trade soybeans all the time. Lately, not much, but yesterday I looked at it, and right now we're hitting the VWAP. We may be going lower here. ES here is definitely ranging the last 4 minutes. He has been kind of ranging here in the zone, so it looks like it's breaking higher at the moment. Well, LE looks like he wants to go higher. So all we gotta do right now is kind of wait for a pullback for LE to go long. I'm guessing here at this time. ES is selling off right now. See. Yeah, we're getting a nice push down on ES and then Q here. I think we may have some news today. Let me double check. I'm not sure. Oh, yeah, we got FOMC at 2 p.m., but I thought we had some 10 o'clock news. So, yeah, today trading the indices will be tricky because we got that FOMC coming. So, we know with FOMC, it's really about sentiment. What moves the market is not so much. A lot of it is fundamentals and you can look at technicals and things like that, but ultimately it's the sentiment of how people feel about certain news. Because the news can be negative and the market goes up. It can be positive and the market goes down. So it's just to the extent how people feel about the news. Yeah, definitely. The market is definitely selling hard all of a sudden here. I mean, now if you're looking at it from a technical, let's look at ES. We're in that resistance zone here for about a good 4 or 5 minutes. And I said, hey, we're in resistance, we're ranging. Then boom, that was a signal to go short on the Raptor, another signal to go short here. Let's find out. Let's see. We might, if we're gonna be trading the indices, definitely we gotta do it early enough, not close to later, because we have FOMC coming up. LE, before you came in here, Jimmy, LE going lower at the beginning. I wanted to short it right here, but the Geiger counter was still green. I'm like, okay, there's something That's not making too much sense here. So we're waiting for a pullback here now to go long. It looks like that's where it wants to go. That's why we have on the 30-minute here on the bottom right. We got LE here. It's really not pretty. Yeah. Look at this price action the last 2 days. It hasn't been pretty at all. Let's wait and see here. Now, 97.5 was 97.5 was resistance. So they went up there and got to resistance. To 82.5 here, we can try to go long if we get a positive bar to the upside here. But so let's see if we can do 77.5 here. Okay, he wants to go lower here. Looks like 1.5 would be the next place I'd like to go long if it's gonna tag us in. Because 57.5 is like the line is saying here. If we go above that, we probably want to go long. And just happened that it's right above VWAP is right below our entry. So let's see here if we can go long. It's almost okay. We got tagged in here. We'll see. Stop would be below here, 37.5. So my stop is gonna be at 37.5. Not giving it the full 20 ticks. Below the swing here. And there's plenty of room. We're a long LE here. Let's see if we can make a new high. Let's say we go to 214.15 here. Yeah, we'll be at a break even. Above 214 here, we'll probably move our stop a little tighter. Well, down 6 ticks. I think I'm missing 13 ticks at the moment. It doesn't might be get caught here on the wrong side of LE. Just fine. If that's the case, we got in and it's starting to range. So today, because it's FOMC, I think it's gonna be quick here. It's either we're gonna trade a lead profitably here, or I don't think I feel like touching the indices today at all because of it's unfortunate that it just tagged us in for a couple ticks. We're up a couple ticks, so obviously it wasn't enough for us to move our stop. All right, usually my emergence stops at 20 ticks, so 25 would be, if they make a no low here, this is when I would say, okay, I'm out. It might be one of those situations that stick with the original stop, because obviously it's ranging here. Because if it comes back down here and tag you out, you're still really not wrong technically, because that swing is still available. And it's still valuable. So I gotta remember my original stop was at 22. So I'm gonna keep that in place here. That's 22.5. Yeah. Let me see YouTube. Any questions? Any comments? How things are going for you guys out there? Let me know what you guys are trading. Right now I'm trading LE, live cattle. A little bit taking some heat on it. You're trading NQ and it's just now it's really going back and forth, up and down here, no clear direction. So let's look at the 30 minutes, for example, for NQ. Yeah, the beginning we got a nice little sell off, then now we're bouncing higher. Let's go back to LE and the bigger picture here. Looks like it wants to go lower. So what we're gonna do here, take a no low here, maybe below the swing. We'll bail out because that's wait for it to make it emergency stop still in place, but a virtual stop here is at 37.5. Got to 37.5 when we just close this trade. Yeah, this point just hit the emergency stop. I wouldn't be surprised to see they take me out here in this support zone and then push it higher here. That's usually that's frustrating part with trading at times. Timing, definitely my entry here wasn't the best. I'm not even saying that in hindsight, because when this thing bounced back up here to 75, and I was up 2 ticks at one point, but that was it, and started going lower. Give it the room that it really needed. So here we know how now we're really out of it because he broke the support. The thing was at 22.5. Right now it wants to bounce higher. See YM, so a lot of VWAP here. Wants to go. Looks like it wants to bounce higher here. Yeah, exactly. That's LE could be a good entry long right here. Again, I was kind of worried that they would probably do that, come back down and tag some people short, and run those stops down here, because my stop obviously the logical point would be about 22.5, 20. So now they They definitely could push this higher now. But also they could push it lower. So time will tell. I'm gonna step away here for a few minutes. I'll be back 10:35. Give myself a good 20 minutes, 15 minutes or so to they're pushing lower here. They're pushing lower. Yeah, this is what we're doing. We're coming back at 10:35. Be back. Okay, I'm back. 33. Looking at the indices here, which I'm probably not gonna touch. I think I'm probably done actually taking positions for. But it looks like this market wants to go higher at the moment when I'm looking at ES, the big picture here, 30 minute. So this market looks like it wants to go higher. But there's a trend line over here. I'd be careful. So this market keep going this about 56, 62. That could be a resistance. But I think this market wants to move higher here. Overnight, we had definitely some movement to the downside. When it opened yesterday, the big candle to the upside. So overall, this I can still break this trend line. I think we're still probably in the downtrend from the overnight action. Let's see. In Q, same thing. We're approaching resistance here and NQ. As a matter of fact, NQ right in the middle of a fair value gap here. So I could see some movement to the downside. And same thing here. We got this trend line here on ES. I'm in an NQ. Look at YM. All three of them are kind of turning to the downside here at the moment. Look at more shallow trend line here. Yeah, I think today will be a one and done for me. Just not trying to chase any loss at the moment. That's it. I'm going to end the YouTube stream. Probably hang out on WebEx for a little bit here. You definitely can check that out because there's no delay there. That's a cool thing with that. YouTube does a 2 or 3 second delay. But looks like we're going lower on LE still. ZS, which I thought about for a quick second. 9 o'clock, 9:30 here. We open lower. We hit the VWAP, coming back down. All right, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, this was Joseph with Small Money Traders. Today, one trade, one loss on LE. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye bye. Take care. Hopefully you guys did better than I did today. With that said, see you guys later. Bye bye.